your big pitch is, I can get results. And so let's go back to some of the work that you've done to date. So you were on the Board of Education a few years ago. Obviously, quite a bit has gone down with that board since then. But here's just one example. You were one of the co-authors of a resolution to rename schools that really became a flashpoint last year, with a lot of families saying, hey, this is an example of a misplaced priority that we really don't need to be doing. Knowing what we know today, would you still make such a resolution?
The two schools that were renamed when I was there was a school after Ed Lee, which was important, renaming the Chinese Immersion School, and renaming Fairmont to Dolores Huerta. Those were the sort of approaches that we took when we were there. The resolution that was passed when I was on the Board of Education was actually intended to make sure that this was a deliberative process driven by research and experts and actually done systemically in a way that was grounded in evidence. That clearly didn't happen after I left the Board of Education. The entire committee that was set up, the entire process that they went through was not evidence-based, and they should never have been focusing on that in the way that they did during the pandemic, to say the least.
I bring up the renaming because it's one of several issues that played into this recall effort. Do you support the recall of those 3 members?
I did not support putting the recall on the ballot. Now that it is on the ballot, I will vote yes on Alison Collins' recall, because I think her behavior reaches that level. Not only the really awful racist statements that she made, but a lack of a real apology to the Asian community. And then to turn around and sue your own school district and your colleagues for $87 million as a part of the governing board of that district that is financially strapped, and you think that you should take $87 million out of the pockets of students and educators and put it in your own pocket, I think rises to that level of somebody who should not continue to serve. And on the other two, I won't support the recall, but I do think that we have an important conversation in November about who should be leading the school district moving forward.
Do you support stricter state oversight of the school districts?
I think that the state does have a process where if the school district doesn't have an adequate level of financial cushion or reserves, that they will intervene and have some level of either support and oversight, and that's happening right now for SFUSD, and I think that's appropriate. So yes, they need to make tough choices around the finances, but austerity in our schools, meaning we slash staff, we slash the limited resources that they have, is something I would absolutely fight against if I'm sent to Sacramento, and I would work to get them the resources they need.